Good. With the
Closer to my face.
I was after Esteban, and then I heard I was after Luis. Am I after Esteban or Luis?
You're after Esteban.
Okay. Captain Insano shows no mercy.
3, 2, 1, and welcome back to Comics Podcast. I'm Andres. I'm going to go ahead and be the moderator for the day. And joining us are...
What's up, everybody? It's Esteban.
I'm Ash.
What's up, guys? This is Luis.
And I'm Carmen.
So, who has the drink for us today? That would be Esteban. Sorry. There you go, sir.
That would be me. And as always, I go with my classic Bullet Bourbon, Frontier Whiskey. This one is their tattoo edition. Nothing really different about the whiskey. It's just the bottle is actually pretty dope. It's got a whole bunch of art on the back. So it's pretty dope. I really like this. What's that?
You said tattoo edition?
Tattoo edition. All it is just the bottle has a whole bunch of artwork on the back. I don't know if you can
That's
tell.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is it from like the two artists that they requested the art from, or just designed by themselves?
Carmen, that's a fantastic question. I don't know because this was gifted to me.
Okay.
But I appreciate your question very much.
You're welcome. I won't ask questions anymore.
Oh. And I'm done. I quit.
Well, if people know, leave a comment in this YouTube video, and then that way we can look that up for you and answer you on the next episode.
There we go.
Indeed.
Before we get started, if I can go ahead and get everybody to raise a toast. Today actually is my father-in-law's birthday. So we're going to go ahead and wish him a happy birthday. So happy birthday, Rick.
Happy birthday, Rick.
Happy birthday.
And for those of you that noticed, Ash took a shot from a Rick glass.
Yes, he did.
Perfectly intentional. Very intentional.
Oh, that's still not on me. Now it's on me.
Yeah, you have to speak for it to be on you.
Oh, that's what it works.
You think
That's
you'd
what it
know
is.
that by now.
It's weird
I mean-
being sober during the show, so that's what that is.
Better believe I'm coming up in May. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind.
That's
All
what
right,
it is.
so
Okay.
we got a few comments on our social media. So go ahead and take care of that, Luis. Thank you.
Yeah. By the way, guys, I know we say this. I think we say it every week, but thank you so much. We appreciate the engagement. It makes us realize that I'm like, okay, we're doing something good. And some of the comments, it's like, hey, you guys should probably tune this up. So we appreciate feedback in any form. First up, I wanted to give a shout out to Heavyweight. And so this is based off of episode 17.
Mhm.
And so it's on our YouTube, and here's the comment. Great episode. My face hurt so much I laughed the whole episode. Zach, you did awesome. I hope to see/hear you on future episodes. By the way, question for everybody. Can the Snyder Cut save the DCU? What do we think?
No.
No. Next question.
No, it's not that. Like, I'm not being a dick about it. It's the only reason why I say no is because of the news that came out about Amber Heard apparently having a little bit of a larger role in Justice League or in the Snyder Cut. I kind of don't want to spoil it, but it's like I can
That's supposed to be an alternate universe. So it would, like, we don't know if going forward that replacement is going to stand in the main universe.
Yeah, so that's why I'm just kind of like, okay, like I think he's going for the wow factor at this point. So I don't know. I personally don't think it would. I had hope for it that it would, but the more or the closer and closer we get to the date, I don't think it would be. What do you think, Carmen?
I think I agree with you. I had hopes for it, but now that it's been prolonged for so long and it keeps changing on what it was supposed to be to what it is going to be, I'm just like, next.
Do you think Wonder Woman affected how you going into the Snyder Cut?
My view of Wonder Woman, of how the movie was.
Yeah, of how you felt about Wonder Woman. Do you think that's why you feel like maybe the Snyder Cut is not going to save?
Maybe, perhaps. No, I don't think that influenced my opinion on the Snyder Cut at all. Just because I was really hyped for the Snyder Cut when I first heard of it, like a year ago or whenever it was first announced, because I was like, oh, cool, like we're gonna get to see it how they wanted it to be portrayed, how like it was supposed to be. But then the longer it has been a project, and then it's like, oh, it's gonna be a series, or like, no, now it's just like 4 minutes of new content that wasn't there previously. It's kind of just like I'm over it because that movie was already presented, and if it's like I don't know what it's going to be, but it wasn't what saved DC before for me, that movie. So why would it be it now? And now like I'm not excited for it anymore. That hype died down for me.
Showing Superman in the black suit, showing Darkseid making the Omega sign with the like. You guys seen that poster?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. It's so much work if it's just gonna only be 4 minutes, because there has to be something that we're missing.
I think it's going to be longer than 4 minutes as far as
I told a
new
lot of dates
footage.
that before.
Because there was like they're saying that, but there was complete reshoots, and I'm gonna go ahead and ignore that. There's complete reshoots. So
Well, I mean, regarding the 4 minutes, all he said was that the reshoots were 4 minutes long, or 4 minutes
Right.
of reshoots. But
Yeah, right.
there's so much unused shit that we already knew, because it's Andres, correct me if I'm wrong, 6 hour runtime, 4 hour runtime.
yeah,
Yeah, I was like, no, dude.
Because it was gonna be, that's right, it was gonna be 4 episodes. It was a mini series for 4 initially, but then there's like, oh, we're gonna be the longest running movie ever.
Yeah.
So,
Do you guys feel like DC needs saving? Do you think they're gonna scrap this shit?
I mean,
No, I don't think so either.
I don't think so.
I don't think it needs saving. I think,
yeah. I was gonna say the question I don't agree with.
yeah. I'll let you go too, Andres, because I know you know your shit on DC too. My thought is Warner Brothers initially, when they jumped on the bandwagon of the comic book movies when Marvel was fucking killing it.
Mhm.
Every single one of their movies, they were doing great. But it was also around the time, it was very early on, and that's when Favreau spoke out saying that it was too stressful to work with the execs, like breathing down his neck of what he has to do, and he has to fit a certain agenda, and so he wanted out. And it was right around that same time that like a bunch of people were talking about it, that it was very stressful. So then WB was like, that's what they're doing. What we're doing, we're going to do the same thing, not put in the same amount of effort, but we're going to give our directors creative freedom. Gave creative freedom and be like, we take it back. Like, and then they decided to reel it in, and then they tried to. So it was a mess from the beginning. Like, they announced a Justice League when we just got Man of Steel, and Man of Steel was good, but it wasn't great. I wanted it to be great, but it was a good movie. Like I still enjoy it. But it wasn't like Dark Knight level. And I get that's my personal opinions on it, but they're like Justice League, but we didn't earn the way that I feel that Avengers was earned. They gave us all of those single ones, but so they were playing catch up in the beginning, and then it turned into let's beat Marvel at their own game, but we're going to do it better because we give our people creative freedom. But I don't know.
They're trying to be Marvel from the beginning.
Yes, they were.
Bare minimum to give us some kind of grounding before we move up, but they didn't give us enough.
No, I agree.
Right.
If they gave us enough, Ray Fisher, there would have been no choice but to keep Ray Fisher. If they had given like a Cyborg movie or Cyborg and Flash, or like the way they're doing Falcon and Winter Soldier, like
to develop the characters.
Right.
Winter Soldier and Falcon are still not like main characters, but them having their own series going into the next Avengers movie, like that gives them the clout of like
Right.
Hawkeye and like them, you know?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Hassan.
No,
Yeah.
It always bothered me, the whole fact that DC came on and saying like, oh, we're gonna do it, we're gonna do this also, we're gonna do our own universe, but we're gonna do it a little bit differently because we don't want to quote unquote copy what Marvel is doing. To be quite honest, and I don't know, I think it's because like I've seen and correct me if everyone, correct me if I'm wrong, everybody, and everyone else watching this, on YouTube or on
Spotify.
on Anchor, Spotify, comment. But I kind of feel that the whole like, oh, he's doing it this way, so I'm going to do it a little bit different is, I think, feel like a crock of shit, only because it's like, who cares? At least that's how I feel personally. Who cares if they did it too, or if we're following the same formula? If you're following the same formula, do fucking better. You know what I mean? Do better.
Yeah.
Okay. They did it one way.
Go from that instead of
exactly. And I think if DC would have done that from the get-go, would have been an adult about it, and I know I sounded super Canadian right there, adult about it. They would have, I think the DCEU would have succeeded, and we would have had, something much bigger. And if they would have done that, then I would have been all for a toe-to-toe fight between the first Avengers and the first Justice League movie. You know what I mean? I think that would have been a bigger, like, oh shit, what did you think? Did you prefer the Avengers movie or did you prefer the Justice League movie? I think that would have been a little bit better. But again, my personal opinion, it is what it is now. They decided to go a different route, and the DCEU is in the toilet at this point,
Yeah, they have some good movies, and I think it's just they can make good films. I don't think it shouldn't be a them versus them. It should just make some good fucking movies. Like, and the last thing I'll say about the subject is such a beautiful thing to like look at Marvel to what they've done with their properties. Like, hats off to them. I would argue that not too many people gave a shit about who Iron Man was. He was a B character before the movies. Right. Favreau came in and turned him into everyone's favorite superhero, and so it became mainstream. And they did. Captain America pretty much always had a following, but he wasn't at the level of Superman and Batman. Right. Batman, I wish I had the actual statistics and I'll bullshit you guys, but Batman is one of the most recognized logos in the world. Mm-hmm. The world. In the top 5 is the Superman logo. And so we have these some of the original superheroes, like some of the biggest of all time, and their movies were just okay, while these B-lister, C-lister, fucking the Guardians of the Galaxy, nobody knew nor gave a shit who they were.
Those were D-listers right there. That's what they were. They were D-listers.
The second when they announced it at Comic-Con, whatever year that was, I was the first one to talk shit. I'm like, oh, Disney's scraping the bottom of the barrel now. It turned out to be like some of the best fucking movies I've ever seen. Right. So, is it going to save the DCU? No, but it's also, is it going to be a good film? I hope it's enjoyable. I don't think it's going to be necessarily good,
but I don't think it's going to save it. Yeah, I don't think it's going to save it. You know what I mean? But it'll be one of those where they can. Let's put it this way. I'll be pleasantly surprised if it's one of those, if this Justice League blows the previous one out of the water.
I was going to say, that would be such a slap in the face if the Joss Whedon one ends up being better.
Right.
His
exactly.
edit of it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But whatever. Well, who else ended up commenting, dude?
Oh, sorry, we got off on a little tangent there. All right, so thank you for the question, Heavyweight. There's our answer somewhere within those last 10 minutes. All right, so then we got Zach, and same episode actually, and Zach is the guy that he guests. He was a guest host a couple episodes ago. Shout out against Zach. He says that the shit stories had me rolling on the floor, fucking laughing. Great episode, guys. I know what drunk Ash is capable of, but I can't give details. I'll let him do it. Talk to us, Ash.
I don't know what details he's talking about. Like,
I give every.
well, you guys deal with me on the weekly, and I will say this: I've been blacked out twice during the the Grogu episode, and the 8-shot episode. But other than that, I slur my words, so I'm buzzed. But I don't know why.
Yeah, but
I'm drunk.
Yoda episode, I was blacked out too.
I know.
I was hungover for 2 days.
Yeah, Christopher Reeve says thank you for his fucking comment.
But look, I'll put it this way:
was that even worse? I'm sorry. Sorry, go ahead.
This is the thing. Zach knows, and so do I, because I've partied with you in Vegas. So the people that don't know are our other three co-hosts. So I have partied with Ash in Vegas, and it's equivalent to caring for a toddler. Let's just put it that way.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you will have. He's walked me through a hotel, and he's either knocked on the door or
fucking doorknobs to
open the door, every door, all the way to the. So, and then I got home and I dry humped, jokingly, my best friend. It's what we do. It's what we do. You know, you party.
I wasn't pretty. I wasn't.
You watched it
to that.
Yeah, you were there. You weren't. No, don't make it weird and say you weren't there.
I wasn't there.
Your wife was there.
I wasn't there.
You filmed it.
Hiding in the closet, just kind of like, yeah.
There's a perfectly circular like eye wall in the closet.
Anywho,
is that hole always been
Vegas? If you party, you're gonna party. That's all.
Ew. Okay.
Ash just wants to take all of us to Vegas one of these days. So.
Dude, post Rona, hell yeah. Comics in Vegas.
Hashtag post Rona.
Hashtag post Rona. All right, so then we got the next comment. Surprisingly enough, it's also about Ash. And this was a comment on last week's episode of Never Meet Your Heroes. So Ash has been putting out these weekly Batman clips.
You have been, but we've been filming it, but you have been.
So anyway.
But okay, let's put it this way. You're the star of those skits.
He is the star, yeah. He's the fight choreographer and editor, director. And the comment on it was to the most recent one, which was the parody on Batman vs Superman, but it was Craig versus Batman.
Yeah.
And the comment on it was Batman ready to take on the world, the lamp, and the thirsty. The very beginning of the clip, Ash is humping a lamp, and I thought it fit really well with the clip.
Again, you got to party. If you're gonna party, party.
I would like to ask that person who
best friends, lamps.
They were referencing.
Yeah, who was that, Luis?
Oh, that was Diana.
Yeah, that'd be my wife trying to figure that out.
I know. I thought that was funny. Well, I showed my girlfriend, and she's like, and up until this point, she had laughed out loud to every one of the sketches before I post them, and so I showed her that one, and she has like just a confused look on her, like, because she was wrestling with the why is he humping the lamp? Like she didn't enjoy any of it because like she was
humping the lamp because he hit it and he was like, oh, I'm just gonna grab it and do something.
No, that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. But the whole thing happens and it's like put together and you know we put time on it and stuff. And at the very end of it, she's like, why did he hump the lamp? Like it's like
that was her main concern.
Yeah, I'm like, you bitch, you don't get it.
And we're wondering why he has less time.
I know.
Blink twice if you're in danger, and now you're like, that bitch doesn't get it. Fucking one shot.
He doesn't understand comedy. Love you,
babe. Don't listen to this episode.
Whatever you do, don't listen. Between this minute and this minute, don't listen.
I come home that like my bags are outside. I'm like, totally get
it. Even we're gonna log in next Thursday. You're gonna have a black eye.
What happened? Nothing. I fell.
At your parents' house?
It's just like brick wall. I'm in a basement
in the dark.
It's like a trash can of fire. Just like, hey guys, so
a swinging light in the back.
I have internet, but I'm with a bunch of bums. I'm next to you could see the lights that say Starbucks behind me. I'm using their Wi-Fi.
Like, sir, we're closing. You have to leave.
That's so funny. We're on the second comment. We're half hour in. What else?
Sorry,
can't use the hotspot on my phone.
Luis, can you look this up? I can't. My phone's about to die. Okay, so Jobot Drums. This asked on actually that same clip on Instagram. He asked if this was the Snyder cut on that clip.
It was a Snyder deep cut.
Yeah, he was asking if that was the Snyder cut of you about to fight Batman.
And that's an honest question because we weren't sure if we were going to be able to do 60 seconds. So there were ideas within the same episode that were going to be longer than a minute. So we were going to call the longer sections in YouTube the Snyder "Just kidding, don't sue us" cut.
Which may or may not come out in March, right around the time of the Snyder cut. Which may or may not be the week after, while people are still hashtagging it, so that we can reap some of those benefits. May or may not.
Why do you fucking look like Lex Luthor when you reap the benefits? You have that Luke when he crushed that fucking last stormtrooper.
Oh, and then this is the last one that I have, and I know Esteban has one too. Actually, you know what? I think I should save this one for last.
Okay.
Because this one is definitely special, and I think Esteban knows what show I'm talking about. So I'll save this one for last. I'll let Esteban read the comment or the one that was in the DMs.
Yeah, so we ended up getting a DM from AJ Gutierrez 24
Shout
on
out
Instagram.
AJ Gutierrez.
AJ Gutierrez.
And he asked us, what do you guys think of the WandaVision show? What are your theories? So I think this one, so AJ, we're going to hold on to this one only because I know we don't want to spoil the WandaVision thing. Because since we go into the whole WandaVision towards the end of the show, we kind of we'll touch base on that later on in the show. So there are a lot of theories that are going on, especially as of late. But overall, I'm going to give WandaVision a 9 out of 10.
It better not be a fucking Dark Phoenix thing. It better not, but I have high hopes.
No, I don't think it's going to be like that, but I give WandaVision a 9 out of 10. What do you guys give WandaVision so far? I have only 3 episodes.
I'm looking over at Andres right now.
I give it a 9 out of 10, but only because of episode 4. 2 and 3, I was kind of like, I'm not going to like this. And then 3, I was cool. And then 4, I know you threw it to Andres, I'm sorry. But 4 is like, now that I'm in it. Nope. I'm in now. Nope.
Carmen, go ahead.
I'm not gonna last.
I give it a 9.5 out of 10.
Ooh, 5? Did you say 5?
No,
9.5.
9.5. Oh, there you go.
I love your selective hearing. Like
it's always when I speak. Defend yourself, please. Go.
Before each episode, so that the viewers know, we discuss who's gonna say their name in what order. And every episode, we'll be like, okay, it's gonna be Carmen, it's gonna be Esteban, Luis, Ash, Andres. And then right before the episode starts, Ash is like, am I after Carmen? Like he just takes a 1 in 5 shot, like and then he does it right. Like, and he's never right. And it's like, no. And then we re-explain it to him. He's like, oh. And then the episode continues. Why didn't anyone say anything about this? Like, we were just talking about that. It's like, oh, like, all right, continue. My bad. Oh, I'm the dick. I drink shots and I'm the dick. Like, anyway.
Luis, what was the last comment?
Yeah.
Oh wait, I was going to.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
Andres.
I give this show a 9 as well. I liked it from the start just because I kind of knew what they were going for, I guess. Not entirely, of course, but I did originally have the theory that it was like a pocket universe that she was creating, kind of going the House of M route. If anyone has read the comic book out there, so I kind of got it that this was going to be kind of the entry into that, and I thought it was like a really good out of the box way of doing it. So I really enjoyed it, and I do like vintage television series, I guess I'll put it. So it was really nostalgic at the start. And I like the way things are going, especially the turn at the end of the episode. And I guess we'll talk more about this at the end, where she kind of like she does that turn where she kind of like, is she a bad guy in this?
What did you just say? Oh, that was fucking cool. Sorry.
So yeah, that last episode, you can see the switch of it like starting to become darker.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really up there.
And what was cool, what was happening during the radio part? This was happening over.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Puts that together. Yeah. I never read House of M, and it's because of you, Andres, that I picked it up, and I'm like 30% of the way through into it, and I was surprised because it's a dark book. And because of how WandaVision is it was at the start of it, like just what Ash was saying, it was a very lighthearted, like campy, whatever. I was like, dude, I'm not gonna dig it, like, because I'm DC deep at heart, and so when I started reading it with the idea, I'm just doing this because I want to know what's going on in WandaVision. It's fucking good. It's really fucking good, and
that is one of my favorite. I guess story arcs in the Marvel universe,
which I'm surprised by, because I didn't expect Bendis to be able to deliver something like this. My personal opinion.
How dare you?
I mean, like, the death of Spider-Man was very lighthearted for the fact that he died. Like, it was he has a very family-friendly type of writing, and this book, it is like you're seeing what Magneto is dealing with and seeing his daughter like traumatized by all of this loss, and so it's still a family view on it, but it's through a different perspective. Like, because I read the whole Ultimate Spider-Man shit that he wrote. I have them all,
right? And
so I've seen it through the kid's perspective, looking up at a parent, but I've never seen the parent looking down at the kid. Fuck, it's heavy. Like, it's just,
it really is, man.
I strongly recommend it for anyone that's thinking. It's intimidating to walk into a comic book shop and say, what am I going to read if I don't know where to start or whatever? House of M is one of those that you could just pick up. Like,
yes. Do this shit online. Like, you don't have the embarrassment. That's coming from somebody who suffers with social anxiety disorder. So I get the fear of going into a place that you don't know on a subject that you want to get into, and the anxiety it causes. Do this shit online. It'll save you that anxiety attack. And if somebody else wants to go, like another comic book series, Marvel, that it was already done. Civil War is really good, but you get the bonus of the Illuminati and the whole decision to send, and them sending the Hulk into space and everything. So yeah, that would be another one to touch upon, even though it was already done. It's actually a much deeper and darker story on the comic pages.
Which one? The Civil War?
Yeah.
I dig that one. And actually, we'll talk a little bit more on comic book shit. I'm curious. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ash.
Do you get the comic books online, or do you just like read the story like a Wikipedia thing, or like how do you, like, if we were to try to catch up on House of M?
It depends. You could always eBay is good for that. So I usually just collect graphic novels instead of getting the individual episodes, because sometimes it's really hard.
I have a strong recommendation on that one, guys, that I just got turned on to. And not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just you start running out of space after a while if there's a lot of books that you want to get into. The ones that I fall in love with, I buy those graphic novels because they mean something to me. But if it's just a story I want to check out, Comixology is the app I use. It's a very good app. It's backed by Amazon. So Comixology, they have a subscription-based service, which is $5 a month. And that subscription-based service has books that are 10 plus years old. So House of M is on there, so you can read it for free, but it's part of their subscription. Again, the $5 a month or whatever.
That's fucking cool.
And so that's actually how I got it. So I got into House of M. I started reading the Invincible line because I know Invincible was coming out with their series. So I'm like 50 issues in already. I'm hooked. And then you can see like a bunch of the memorable DC, Marvel whatever lines. And they even have a whole subsection, to Andres's point, if you don't know what you're going to get into, just look it up. They have a whole section that says new to comics, start here. And then you just choose which one of these stories are you interested in. Do I care about Constantine, Swamp Thing, Superman, Batman, whatever. And then you just pick up that story arc and then you just start reading it. And it's such an interactive way of showing it. So of each slide, it's pretty great. I dug it.
Yeah.
So Comixology, if you're listening to this, free publicity there from us. Just saying.
I'm gonna get the app. I'm down to read stuff like that. There's a million things that I've missed that like this. Falcon and fucking Winter Soldier could be based on something that you guys have read that I'm not going to go out and go get, but I can go catch up on Comixology. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's cool.
Yeah, no, Comixology, I couldn't praise it enough. And I would rather support local comic book shops for things that I could get, but like for the things that are super old that you're not going to find in a comic book shop anyway, it's not going to break the bank.
Issue, so you're not going to be able to collect all of it. Yeah.
Right. You just buy the graphic novel version, or actually, if you do Comixology, you just hit like a little borrow button, and once you're done reading it, you unborrow it, and then you borrow a new one.
Very cool.
But anyway, so the last comment that we read, and this was actually Esteban's fault. He commented on. So last week, just for fun, Ash did a Duck Lips picture, and so we gave him a lot of shit in the last episode, and he's a fucking good sport about it. Like
it wasn't a Duck Lip picture. Let's all be honest, and everybody that's listening to this, let's all be honest. Let's all agree he did a thirst trap. It was a thirst trap.
That was Duck Lips. I saw Duck Lips.
It was a thirst trap. I posted pictures of me today in our group chat. You can feel, since he took the hit, you can feel free and put them out on a video.
I will tell you this way.
I will take it away.
I will tell you this way. I don't know. I'm fucking 42. I don't know what a fucking thirst trap is. So I have no idea. So I was honest.
Hey, bitch, it's not rocket science. You can figure it out by the words.
This is actually very true.
Anyway, so he did his little duck lip pose, and we all gave him shit. He took it like a trooper, and we're like, hey, we're going to post this thing for the podcast. And he's like, fuck, I'm down. I'm down. Just I don't want to come off like a douchebag. And so Esteban doubled down on it, and he tagged Miss Danny Fernandez. For those of you who may not know who that is, she was the TV host on Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet. Introducing the different viral clips. She has a lot of writing credit. She hosted on the CW alongside Kevin Smith on the Best Superheroes. So she's someone way more important than we are. And just the idea that she commented on a post of Ash.
I mean, let's be honest. She's queen of the nerds.
Yeah, and I
thought it was nerds.
I thought it was a very cute thing for her to do, and so here's the context of it. So it was a tag from Esteban on that Duck Lips photo. It's like, can you please rate this thirst trap for Ash? And then to which she responds, I rate this a 10 out of 10, but let's not forget that you can use the camera timer so you can stand it up for a different pose or something. So she's giving you tips for the next one.
Make a thirst trap. Hey, old man, here's how you make a thirst trap.
No, man, it wasn't even that. It was sincere. Like
that was. I thought it was
legit.
Cute.
Yeah. No, I fucking mad appreciate all the help, and I didn't know about breaking the internet and all that good stuff.
I know he doesn't brag. He didn't brag about that. I know he was happy.
I mean, no, of course, but it was just one of those things. I mean, yeah, did I double down on it? Absolutely. Why? Because he's one of my best friends. So
yeah,
you changed that real quick. My best.
Yeah.
He's my best. He's my singular best. No. He's one of the many best friends that I have.
Look. I'm allowed to have a few best friends. So back.
Yeah.
Well, then it can't be the best. Then the best means the top. Okay. Anyway.
Okay. So it's like the Green Lantern Corps. The Green Lantern Corps is like a group of best friends. So fuck off, please. Fuck off.
Can I not be the one whose girlfriend's head's in the refrigerator?
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay.
No one got that
So,
comic book reference.
The TC Titans.
Yeah.
Tim Drake is going to be of color. Have you guys seen that?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Tim Drake is going to be of color. The Tim Drake in DC Titans.
No.
He is. That came out last. Yeah. So they announced the actor. It was an actor. I can't think of his name off the top of my head since this wasn't on our list of topics. But he came out in the Joker. He was one of them. One of the Jokers at the end scene. So yeah, that I can't think of his name, but he was in the group shot at the end of the Joker with Joaquin Phoenix when they're at the end. They're kind of like,
really? Is that part of that universe? Is that what that is?
No,
just Easter egg kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Very cool.
His name is Jay Licurgo.
Licurgo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah.
And maybe Licurgo? No.
Sorry, I'm reading the description of it and it bugs me because that's more of a that's a Jason Todd description. The description of it is a streetwise kid managed to grow up on the toughest streets without losing his belief of heroism, and then he goes into because Tim Drake was a genius. Jason Todd was the one that grew up on the streets that was all tough. Tim Drake was the genius that figured out Batman's identity, snuck into the Batcave, and then said, "Hey, I want you to train me because I want to be good and I want to do whatever." He was the only Robin that didn't have a dysfunctional family. Like, he had a dad, he had parents. Like, he was fucking smart, and so he wanted to do this thing. Jason Todd was an orphan, and same with.
And they already have a Jason Todd in that one too.
Yeah, exactly. No, and that's probably why they decided to give this to Tim Drake, but that's kind of a bummer that they do that, but if they play it well, should be fine.
Yeah,
I don't want to be that guy of that's not how they did it in the comics.
No, for sure.
They jerk off two dudes.
What?
No, because I was doing this. No, nobody.
Don't do that.
I called two.
I called it out because I swore that Ash was going to say that, and then when I saw his face of surprise, I was like, I
didn't know you were offering. Sorry, Esteban, go.
No, I was going to say, stop it.
Christ. See what One Shot does?
I know, right? Jesus. No, I was going to say, if you guys don't get a chance to follow on TikTok, Panda Red, he is fucking hilarious because he does a lot of DC and Marvel content where he will act as the comic book character and kind of like running storylines or just like, everyday shit on there. So there's a skit or a series that he's been putting out called the Robins, and it's him obviously throughout the entire thing playing each and every Robin, like if they were in the same room talking back and forth. If you guys get a chance, you guys need to check him out. His handle is Panda Red. He's funny. He's very, very funny, and his take on certain things is it's great. It's awesome. It's pretty cool.
That reminds me of an actual comic book, War of the Robins. It's actually really great.
Oh, right on. Very cool.
You guys should watch or read that. Comicsology.
I will put it on the list. I'll put it on the list.
Yeah.
So, moving on, we're gonna go ahead. There was two, official rating for the Snyder Cut and news of Amber Heard's expanded role going forward. So apparently, it's got it long hinted about that it was gonna get an R rating, and it was official that it got an R rating. What do you guys think?
I mean, I'm not surprised. He pretty much said it from the get-go. It's going to be dark, and it's going to be the darkest thing of the darkest dark. So
the dark.
Yeah.
Dark. I was kind of hoping you were going to give us a Rotten Tomatoes rating.
Say that again.
I was kind of hoping he was going to give us a Rotten Tomatoes rating.
Oh,
they don't know that yet.
Oh no, I mean, here's the pattern that I've picked up on is if a movie is good, they release the ratings 2-3 weeks before the movie's release.
gosh.
If the movie is mediocre, they drop it the day of the movie's release. And so what happens is, like, because they usually get them to sign like a confidential agreement that you're not going to see if they get to watch, like the critics that watch it beforehand. So anytime we're getting close to a movie's release and we don't see any fucking Rotten Tomato, I'm already bracing myself of shit, it sucks. Which is weird though, because I mean it's not always accurate, because they released the reviews of Wonder Woman 82 like 2 weeks before the release of the movie, so it was like the hype train was there, you know.
Right.
And then we got the movie we got, but
that one too, it started off as a certain rating in the very beginning, and then
and then the audience score dropped it. But then Suicide Squad, it was the opposite. Critics rated it low, and then the audience score rated it pretty well. Like, but then it was the fans that were the ones that shit on it. But
Yeah.
Probably why we got a part 2. The fans and not ratings.
I mean, I guess. I mean, Will Smith ain't coming back.
John Cena, and there's rumors about him getting his own series.
No, it's not. It's not rumors that he's getting his own series. He is getting his own series.
Yeah.
And I think they already confirmed that the James Gunn Suicide Squad is more of a reboot than a sequel.
They're calling it a soft reboot, right?
Yeah, that's what they're calling it. They're calling it more of a soft reboot. It's not a complete reboot. It's a soft reboot more than a sequel. That's why we don't see Deadshot or Will Smith wasn't coming back in.
Kind of like what they did with Batman vs Superman.
Bingo.
Affleck's Batman wasn't a full reboot. It was a soft reboot. It was like in the opening credits, it was like, oh yeah, you know how his parents died? Okay, cool. Let's move on. Like, it was just you're expected to already know of the characters.
Right. Which is, again,
fucking Negan has been now in Flashpoint. We want to see, I can't remember his name. I know it's 3 words.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Thank you. Want to see him as, you know, Thomas Wayne. I don't know. Just little things. Just like,
hey, Ash, are you driving under a freeway right now? Because there's a lot of wind on your mic. So I'll stop talking.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Actually, Andres, do you mind if I cut in real quick and talk about?
By all means.
I wanted to bring up I was gonna say Comixology, Comics Alliance Instagram page has been created. That there's 3. I think there's 3 facilitators on the page, and they each have a different comic book pool. They have a different comic style, and so they've been sending out recommendations of what to read, and they recently posted their favorite comic books for 2020. And one of them that I just thought was fucking phenomenal that I wanted to talk to you guys about, just if anyone was interested, was called The Last Ronin. The Last Ronin is a story about, it's a futuristic take on the Ninja Turtles. And 3 of the 4 Ninja Turtles died in battle against the Foot Clan. And so there's only 1 Ninja Turtle left. And the 1 Ninja Turtle has the weapons of all of his fallen brothers. So he has all the different colored bandanas, and he has all of the weapons like holstered all over him. And so throughout the comic book, you're seeing this 1 turtle having conversations with himself, but you can tell that he's speaking to himself the way that he feels his brothers would respond. There's the aggressive response, there's the leadership response, there's the smart response. Like, it's all these different ones, the goofy response. And as the reader, you don't know which turtle is the sole survivor, which of the 4 Ninja Turtles is still alive. And it's a 2-part series. Part 1 is released. Part 2 is going to be released soon. No official date on that yet, or at least from the time of recording this. And at the last page, they reveal who the last turtle was or is. And it's just such a heavy story, but it's not dark for the sake of being dark. If you've read any of the,
can we do a spoiler? Can you tell us?
I'd rather not.
Okay.
Like,
Because I read the first issue. The first issue is heavy. It really is. It
it's
really is
so
heavy.
good too. So
it is amazing, like amazingly written. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, and not only that, but it's because it's like we all grew up with these characters. You know what I mean? We grew up with the Ninja Turtles. We know their psyche. We know who's who. And from time to time, you hear us on the podcast referring ourselves to a specific Ninja Turtle. You know, who would be the Leonardo? Who would be the Raphael? Who would be the Michelangelo? You know, back and forth. So to read that comic book, to Luis's point, it absolutely is. It's a heavy book. Book. When I read that last panel and I found out who that turtle was, like, you're just like, no, there's no way it was this turtle. No way. You know, but
so Mikey? No, nothing.
What the fuck, dude?
I can't hear myself in the headphones, but I plugged it in. I don't know what.
We can hear you loud and clear.
No, we hear you. Like, hey, Grandpa, take it a step back, okay?
Oh, I got Grandpa again.
But it's a really good book. If it's the villain is the grandson of Shredder.
Fellow Nunchucker.
It's in the future, and but that's similar to what we were mentioning House of M earlier. It's one of those, you can just pick it up and read it. You don't but I haven't read the previous. Don't worry about that. Like, just pick it up and read it.
Can I ask a question? Mm-hmm. Is that like an alternate universe, or are legit their other three are dead?
Well,
is it just like a story, like Joker died 27 times?
It's a one shot, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because this one takes place in like 2040 or 2060. It's like, it's in the future. There's futuristic shit happening, and it's just because they're mutants, they have a longer lifespan than normal humans do.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. But between that one and there was another one that they recommended is Something is Killing the Children. And
I haven't read that one, but I
have. It has been a long time that I read one issue and I fall in love immediately. Like, it was just, it's a horror comic book. And it has elements of New 52, Animal Man in it, and The Walking Dead comic. It's very it's fucking good. And again, not that they're a fucking sponsor, but Comixology, if you do the subscription, all of the shit that I've just mentioned, with an exception of or the Invincible and Something's Killing the Children, you can read the first 2-3 issues to see if you even want to give a shit to start buying them. But you can read them and
installed.
Yeah. So it's Something Killing the Children, fucking amazing. Invincible, fucking amazing. And The Last Ronin. So far I'm 3 for 3. Everything that Comics Alliance on our friends over at Instagram commented on, they're doing good shit. So give them a follow if you're looking to what's read.
The one that I want Comics Alliance to go ahead and take a look at, I don't know if they have yet. It probably, because it fell under my radar, and this was years ago that I ended up picking up this book. It was 10 grand. It was an independent.
The candy?
No, not 10, not the candy, fool.
That's 100 grand.
That's 100 grand.
I was still wrong.
10 grand is actually a really good book. It was actually the comic book that I got my wife into comic books. That comic book got her into comic books. So if you guys get a chance, pick up 10 grand. It's an older comic book, came out in like 2014. I think it was 13 or 15 issues, something along those lines, but it's pretty good. It's really good. I think the only issue that I'm missing is, I think, the very last issue. But if you guys get a chance, 10 grand is good. Pick it up. It's great.
I will add it to my list.
You go ahead and add it to your list. We're gonna go ahead and move on.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go into a little bummer news, and this week, Dustin Diamond, or for us old enough to know, Screech from Saved by the Bell, passed away from lung cancer at the age of 44.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah. So I really loved Saved by the Bell growing up. I used to watch it all the time, and then I would watch the re-airings on like fucking TBS or TNT. So I watched them all multiple times. I would watch from the beginning where it was Mrs. Bliss's show
Oh,
till
Mrs. Bliss, I remember her.
till it
Yeah.
became Saved by the Bell. And Screech was always there from the very beginning. And even though he kind of became an unsavory character, putting it nicely, towards the end, I guess, of his life, it's still sad that he passed at a really young age. So he will be back.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I was right there with you. I watched Saved by the Bell growing up, so the storylines and the controversial storylines that they covered, and everyone going to the max and stuff like that. So yeah, for sure, it was. It sucks. Like, yeah, to Andres' point, yes, he did become an unsavory character towards the end, but still, he passed away stage 4 lung cancer, and that shit was aggressive because 3 weeks that he was after he was diagnosed is when he passed away. So yeah.
Rest in peace.
Alrighty, so moving on. So this week we got news that there is going to be a direct sequel to the Cloverfield series. There's been 2 movies after the first Cloverfield Paradox, and I can't remember the other one off the top of my head.
Cloverfield Lane.
10 Cloverfield Lane.
Thank you so much. So they were in the Cloverfield universe. They weren't directly dealing with the effects of the very first movie. This is going to be a direct sequel of everything that happened. So I really love the first Cloverfield movie.
That was a love story, huh? Like if you think about it, yeah, fucking amazing. I love that movie.
I really love that movie too, and I'm glad. Every time they came up with another movie, it was cool that they were expanding the universe, and I was hoping that eventually we got a direct sequel. So I'm really looking forward to this. What are you guys' thoughts?
I'm looking forward to it as well. I really like the first one, and I like the branches off of the first one as well. So I'm looking forward to see where we're going with this. Do we know who is directing it or anything about it besides the fact that it's going to be a work in progress?
We have a writer and a director. I can't think of it off the top of my name. If somebody would do me the favor of looking that up, and it's not going to be the original director. It's still going to be Bad Robot production.
Abrams' company.
Matt Reeves?
Yeah.
Or
it's not going to be Matt Reeves.
Okay.
So there's going to be another writer director there, but it's going to take over from that point.
Sidebar. And we'll go back to what we think about the sequel. How awesome of a pitch was Cloverfield Paradox? It was a commercial on Super Bowl. And it was like at the very end and be like, hey, by the way, bitches, this movie's out. Like,
it's out, go watch it.
Yeah, and everyone saw, I mean, they had mixed reviews, but it was like the highest viewed fucking thing. Because all these drunks that had just finished watching football, they're like, what? Like, and they watch this thing. Oh, I thought it was fucking genius. Anyway, I had hopes that they were gonna tie it with Godzilla. There were rumors that it was going to, and I think that was my only letdown of the original Cloverfield, was because Godzilla at that time when it came out, Godzilla was in negotiation for its own standalone film, and so there were rumors when I went to go see Cloverfield that the monster destroying shit was a Godzilla villain or a Godzilla monster. And that it was like, oh, and then it's going to turn into this big universe. And it was like it was like the interwebs rumor that it was that was the start of the Godzilla universe, and turned out not to be so, but it's close enough to it where I can see them make a connection like that. So I watch afar with glee that if they did do that, that'd be great, but it stands on its own 2 legs, so it's still fun.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I like that it's its own thing, it's its own universe. And yeah, I get it. Like at that point when it first came out, like that would have been cool to see it tied in with Godzilla, and you'd have like your own kaiju universe. But I like that it's fucking years later and it's standing on its own, and we're finally gonna get a sequel to it.
Oh yeah.
And whether it wraps the story up or it continues and we get more, which is most likely the case. It's good that we see it continuing, since especially at the end of the movie when you got to kind of see like the origins of it landing.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen it, these aren't fucking spoilers. The movie's been out forever, so that's your bad that you haven't fucking watched.
Agreed.
Oh, by the way, super quick, Hannah Minghella is the director that's going to do the second one. Sorry, please continue. Please.
No, you're right. Yeah, no, that's what I was going to allude to. But and also, Joe Barton is going to be the writer, and he was the writer of The Ritual and The Girl, and he's also been named the showrunner for the upcoming HBO Max TV show, or the HBO Max show, Gotham City Police Department.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, nice.
We'll talk about that at a later time, I guess. Because there is a comic book series based on the
Gotham PD.
Yeah, Gotham PD, which is really, really good.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Sorry, we're nerding out about comics again.
It's all good.
Comicsology.
What's the name of the show? We're good.
Good point. On that, speaking of other movies featuring kaiju, there was a quick clip released this week of the Pacific Rim series. So I really loved the original movie. The second one left a lot to be. It was just disappointing compared to the first one.
It was fun.
It was cool. I liked it, but I didn't think it compared to the first one. No. And they showed the anime stuff to it, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. How about you guys?
I'm stoked about it. I'm a little sad that it's going to be an anime, but I mean, with an anime, it gives a little bit more, that they can do. They have more liberties and whatnot that, as far as animation goes. I loved the first one. The second one was a little disappointing. I kind of see what they're trying to do. It kind of fell.
It turned Power Ranger-y.
It did. It really did. I agree with you. It did turn very Power Ranger-y.
But it's fun if you're not expecting much out of it and just want to see some big shit happen. Like, it's fun. But it wasn't.
That was always my point. It's like, how could you not like a fucking giant robot fighting with a giant monster?
Yeah, and using a battleship as a sword.
Yeah, exactly.
Fine, so
sure.
cool.
No, and there were some good parts to part 2 to the second Pacific Rim. There was some really, really good parts. The first one was great. I loved it. I really wish that Guillermo del Toro was able to go ahead and pick up on more, or to kind of elaborate his storyline. Yeah. And I think that, I mean, I don't think I'm the only one, but I'm pretty sure the only one here that would say that Guillermo del Toro's projects are some that should have been followed up on, a la Hellboy, or Hellboy,
That's what I was just thinking, is like, there's so many stuff that he's done that I would like to see him continue doing, or where his name has been mentioned, a la Justice League Dark.
Justice League Dark, man.
It's just like falls through, and you're like, God damn, dude.
I would love to have seen him direct Constantine on something, and Swamp Thing.
I mean,
like,
dude,
Jesus Christ.
He's like a complete mind fuck, don't you think? Like, as far as the stuff that he can put from pen to paper.
Well, like, if you see Pan's Labyrinth, and
that's what I was exactly going to say. Yes.
And you see the monsters in Hellboy, like, you can see like direct inspiration, like the creature with the eyeballs on the hands, like,
yes.
And it's just he has a twisted mind, but he creates this world that's just, it's normal to the characters, and so it's normal to you, but it's fucking eerie. Like, it's fucking good. He does good work. I would love to see like the fucking finale to Hellboy, but we'll never see it happen.
No, that's true. And I think Ash is a little bored because he looks like he's falling asleep.
No, I'm just waiting. I've noticed that I cut a lot of people off during our show, so I was just kind of fucking.
Stop that.
It was nice
loud.
for you guys. It was. Now I'm loud.
So loud.
Far away.
The only I did want to say one thing about the anime.
No, for sure. Now that I'm talking, please go on.
Thank you. Dose of your own medicine. So the thing that worries me about the anime is that they did that with Godzilla, and I was super excited when they announced a 3-part anime, and then it ended up sucking because it wasn't about Godzilla anymore. It was about these new anime characters, and so that would be my concern when they take too many liberties on these Netflix shows. Is that if in Pacific Rim, it's like, oh, let's focus on these civilians, and it's a 3-part series as an example, and it's the first 2 parts was whether they're arguing with themselves whether or not they join the army, and then it finally goes into it, and the epic battle isn't even that epic. Like, so that's my
it's
only
like a 5-minute battle compared to 3 seasons.
That's my concern. Like, Godzilla's fighting a giant rock, like in the anime. It's like not good. So, and I really wanted to. Like, I'm doing fucking house tours.
Godzilla's fighting fucking Geodude.
Yeah, he's fighting a giant meteor, and it's like shooting beams at him, and he's shooting back, and it's like, bro, like, dude, come on. But it's like focusing on the storyline of.
Imagine the guy writing that. This is perfect. This is awesome. Like, oh my God.
What has Godzilla not fought? Rocks.
Godzilla fights a rock. No, bro, you're done.
No, but when he pitched it, the people thought he meant The Rock, like Dwayne Johnson. And then when he does the production, it's like literally a rock.
We couldn't get Dwayne.
Too expensive. He was too expensive. We just couldn't get him. You know, and then for him to say, "Do you smell what the rock is cooking?" Like, we just couldn't do it. We couldn't do it.
Can we put subtitles? Turns out it's copyright. Can't do that either.
On fucking text. It's copyright on text. Yeah, it really is. I'm sorry.
Oh, Christ. Sorry, Ash, you were going to say something?
I honestly, swear to God, not even being a dick, don't remember. Like, I genuinely don't remember what we were going to talk about. Okay. Oh, no, I don't remember.
Nope. That's cool. We'll go ahead and move on now.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to get near the end of our show now. So we're going to go wrap it up with a bunch of like Marvel news, and we'll go ahead and finish off with our WandaVision review at the end. So the first bit of news is that we're getting a Wakanda series coming on Disney Plus. I'm super pumped. They said it's gonna not lean so much on our Black Panther or whoever the Black Panther is going to be going forward. It's just going to focus on Wakanda itself and the people in Wakanda. So I'm really excited for it. What do you guys think?
That was the cool thing about Black Panther was there's different tribes.
Yeah.
And in Black Panther we only saw him fight one tribe, so they could build a whole fucking Wakanda universe. Really,
I think I can see it becoming very Games of Thrones.
Yes.
As far as like the different houses and whatnot.
Yeah.
Obviously, Disney Plus isn't going to go very far as HBO did.
Yeah.
But in your theory, that also adds to the legacy of being the king. So that's still
of course.
Chadwick Boseman. That'd be cool. What you just said would be fucking really cool because it's a bigger deal than that movie.
Absolutely.
You know what
I mean? I can see that. I can see it taking place, for T'Chaka being, when he becomes king of Wakanda. I can see that. I think it would be a great series. I think I think a lot of people say that, the superhero genre is very saturated at this point, but I think if it's original ideas, it's not going to feel as, oh my God, it's another superhero series or it's another thing that deals with superheroes. Because quite honestly, going to WandaVision, a lot of people don't see it not now going, we're now entering episode 4 come Friday. It doesn't seem like a superhero movie. It more seems like something different. It's more of a thriller. It's more of this, more of that. So I think the Disney Wakanda series would actually be a nice fresh breath of new content or new, because if they do it right, it would be very much a Game of Thrones, very political, very this, very that, as far as who's going to take over for the throne. I think it's great. I can't wait until we see the first trailers for it, or for when we start hearing what era it's going to take place in, or who's going to be casted in what. But I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, I think I agree with both. Sorry, Luis.
No, I just said dig it.
I think I agree with both you, with Seven and Ash, as in there are a lot of things that could be explored within the different clans in the universe, and it could really help explain on how they're gonna portray now the Black Panther, and they could explore the backstory of whomever or however that is going to lead up to be. So I'm excited for it. I think there's a lot of good things that can come from that show, and especially correct me if I'm wrong, but this was not a show that was announced, right, when all of those shows were announced. So that's cool. It kind of seems like it became an idea and they were like, let's go for it, let's do it, let's try to go this route. So I'm excited to see what they get from it.
Yeah, and who's spearheading the entire project is Ryan Coogler, the one that the individual that actually directed the very first Black Panther. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he's directing Black Panther 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
You know, so if you love the Black Panther, the very first one, you should love the second one and this Disney Plus series, because if he's the one that's been given creative control for this, or to some sort of control, whether he's an executive producer or he's a director of every single episode for the series, it's going to turn out to being one of the, I'm going to say a lot of people are probably going to end up sleeping on it, but I think it's going to be a sleeper for the Disney Plus Marvel series, or the Disney Plus Marvel TV shows, or in the Marvel universe, come whenever it ends up coming out. I kind of see a more of a Phase 5 type thing. If they're going to tie it all together, if it's going to be a standalone thing. I kind of hope they tie it all together, where it kind of like Black Panther 2 leads into this Wakanda series. That would be kind of cool. But I mean, we'll see where it goes.
And the whole thing could be how Vibranium came over to Wakanda. Like the whole thing could be like a whole back. It's open.
Yeah,
I don't think Vibranium like got on a boat and traveled across the sea and then crash landed in Wakanda. So
on the Nika and the Santa Maria and made it to Wakanda.
Yeah, bro. I think
honestly though, that could be a story. Like, to Ash's point, it's like there's so much that hasn't been explored with Black Panther that,
I mean, we kind of covered,
dude, at this point
how
they can
Vibranium got to Wakanda, bro.
They can show him like making a taco and I'm in. They've already proven that Wakanda is this interesting world to just kind of give us a deeper dive into it.
But if you're trying to talk Vibranium landing in Wakanda, bro, it was covered within the first 5 minutes of Black Panther. It was a meteor that landed.
Okay.
They did. It was a fucking meteor that landed in Wakanda. Like, how else is there to elaborate on it?
I'm sorry, Ash. I thought it was a good idea, but clearly you're dumb for bringing up your opinion. Okay. So I apologize.
I'm grandpa and I was late and I make duck lips. So I'm glad that whatever happens now, like, we're good.
Sure.
Anyway, so we got 2 bits of news coming from the Winter Soldier and Falcon series, or that's what it is. Right?
The Bucky and Falcon show.
Yeah, so we got the first images of Baron Zemo in the comic correct hood from the set that came out. And then we got the confirmation that Don Cheadle's War Machine is going to come out in the show as well. So what do you get?
I mean, the whole Zemo thing, I mean, yeah, it looks kind of cool, but it's like legit a ski mask. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, it's legit a ski mask. I mean, it looks cool. I mean, if you want to be comic book accurate, it looks cool, but it's legit. I went to fucking Big Five and I bought a purple ski mask. I mean, am I the only one? Okay, I'm the only one.
No, I don't even know who that character is. I don't even know who that character is. I'm more of like
You don't know who Zemo is?
He's a villain from.
I was gonna quote the fucking March. Was he? No, I was gonna quote it, and I'm gonna get it wrong. Esteban. Andres, go ahead.
No,
go
ahead.
The date part. Remember, he keeps saying the date over and over.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
he's a villain from not the Winter Soldier, but Civil War.
Oh, that guy. They keep saying that he keeps
The
saying the
date.
date.
Yes.
So he's an actual villain.
He's supposed to be the villain for the Falcon and Winter Soldier.
But like he has a villain name, like he's a comic book villain.
Yes, he's Baron von Zemo.
Yeah, Baron Zemo. He had the name in the movie.
I've never seen him on the pages of a comic book, so I was never one to be like, he doesn't look like he's supposed to. Like,
you thought that they just created him for the episode?
You know what? I think the Marvel Universe does such a wonderful job of creating a world that it's never like, oh, I don't know, let's talk to Mr. Fantastic Extreme. Like, and I'm like, okay, clearly that's a comic book. Like, if they say something, like, it takes you out of it for a little bit, but they treat it seriously, so then it makes you treat it seriously if they do it well enough in the movie. But with like a lot of the Marvel properties, it's like even with like the what's his name, Killmonger in the first Iron Man, like that guy, I accepted him as just being the CEO of the company. I forgot his name, but the Killmonger, the guy that was in the big suit, the guy that wanted to harness that information. But yeah, so it's I just accept what they give me because it's so easily done. Same with the Zemeno dude.
There was people shitting on it because he wasn't wearing the purple ski mask, or he didn't look like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, again, you got to make that shit make sense. Like maybe if he burned up or something, whatever the case may be, like it would be cool for a reason for it to have him have it.
Not to for yeah, he's like in his normal like 9 to 5 suit, like
yeah, right.
And he just puts it on. Like, why is that on?
He goes to Men's Warehouse.
What are you? Is that okay? Here are our gray suits, our black suits. How is your purple masks section?
Can you show me all of these options like on the purple?
Show me the options, please. You only have one. Fuck, and it's that one. Like it was the only one that they had there.
I still would rather have Rhodey than Don Cheadle. I love Don Cheadle, but I just don't see fucking War Machine with Don Cheadle.
You see Terrence Howard.
What did I say?
You said Rhodey, which is him.
I'm sorry. I'd rather see Terrence Howard.
I agree. I mean, he's gained weight since then.
But still, he was there's like a little bit like War Machine. He was a little more street. Like he's a little more like.
Well, he had the charisma. He had the Robert Downey charisma. Like just.
Yeah, War Machine probably with Terrence Howard. Unfortunately, they probably would have even had like a standalone War Machine movie or
1,000%. Oh my god, I never even thought of that. I never even thought. You're absolutely right.
Especially with Empire and everything else. Yeah, they would have made bank on him.
1,000%. Because holy shit, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, like that scene where they're on the jet and he's like talking to his crew. He's like, don't say that. They're gonna believe you. Don't listen to it. Like, and just the way that they're both able to banter with each other. And even at the end of the first movie, when he looks at the suit, he's like, next time, baby. Like, and he walks out and he's like, but obviously he didn't say it as lame as the way I just said it. He says it cool. And it just like makes you like, but then we get Don Cheadle.
What's wrong with Don Cheadle?
You see it like it's a letdown. Like it's not. He didn't go to 99 cent store and get an actor.
I was let down. I know he's a good actor, but I was so when they gave me Terrence Howard, I was sold.
The rapport with him and Robert Downey Jr. is good. Like you get that they're best friends. Like
yes, you believe it, but like Don Cheadle, you don't really believe it. It's just like they work together. And
that's exactly what you get, that they're best friends. Like him and Robert Downey Jr. seem like buds. Terrence Howard and Robert Downey Jr. had beef on the set. That's one of the conspiracy theories.
Oh wait, I thought you were on the other side of it. You didn't feel that Terrence Howard had like a friendship chemistry with Robert Downey?
No, they had a lot of beef, bro.
No. Okay, let me rephrase this. When you watch the film, did they have chemistry?
I think they did too, but I think him and Don Cheadle have more as Like they're more believable as best friends.
I strongly disagree.
No, same. I back you up, Louis. I
Thank you.
totally agree with you. Like,
Wait, why you back Luis up? This was my idea in the first place.
Why the fuck?
Sorry,
oh
sorry,
my
Carmen.
God, okay.
I'm sorry, Carmen. You back up Ash, but please continue your point.
Okay, I backed both of you up, okay? But
Thank
like I see how we just stated the chemistry. I know that they had beef in the set. I know that was aired out. Terrence Howard and Robert Downey Jr. don't get along. But I think because of that conflict between themselves, the acting, like it just came across way better than. I'm not saying Don Cheadle's acting is bad. It's not bad, but I just feel like he's a coworker. Like he's like, hey dude, what's up? You know, like, but they're not best friends. Like I don't feel that chemistry. Like no way. Not like the way we saw it on the first movie with Terrence Howard.
1,000%.
As close as like we could all hang. Well, post COVID, we could all hang out tomorrow. But look how much we make fun of each other, like just in one podcast. Like that's how I felt like with Terrence Howard and Robert Downey Jr. Like
very accurate because they would poke fun at each other.
Yeah,
kind of like, oh fuck you, fuck you too. But like versus Don Cheadle, he's more of a yes sir. Well, I mean, except in the second film, I know he was.
I disagree. I've had that banter going back and forth of what it looks like on paper compared to what it actually is with people at work. You know what I mean? Like, you're funny, ha ha ha. The banter back and forth, boom, 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 and then it's just like, I fucking hate that asshole. You know what I mean? So I disagree with Luis and Carmen and Ash. I highly disagree with you guys. I think Don Cheadle is the better fit. I feel that feel that Robert Downey Jr. and Don Cheadle had a little bit more chemistry, especially more in Infinity War. And no, I'm sorry, I take it back.
Oh, when he was falling, that was bad. That one got me.
That was Civil War. But in Iron Man 3, if you rewatch Iron Man 3 and you see the banter between Robert Downey Jr. and Don Cheadle, that is more believable than the Terrence Howard in Iron Man 1.
Two things. No one's going to rewatch Iron Man 3 is number one. Number two.
You're a dick.
I just did not too long ago.
It is.
How dare you?
It is 3. It is 3 to 2. 3 to 2. Back to you, Andres.
Oh, fuck off with your fucking 3 to 2. No. Okay, anybody that's listening to this,
basic arithmetic.
Shut up with your fractions. Get the
that's a comment.
Shut up with your fractions. In all honesty, between the two, Don Cheadle or Terrence Howard. Now, if I may remind you, Terrence Howard was in one film with Robert Downey Jr.
Argument.
And yet we remember him. We should have forgotten about him.
You remember him based off of Empire. Two people ended up referencing Empire.
You love it way. No.
Okay.
By the way, he fucked himself out of this series.
He did.
So him asking for more money than Robert Downey Jr. or the same amount when Robert Downey Jr. was a star of the fucking series is what fucked him over.
Agreed.
So if you guys over there praising his fucking so much better acting than Don Cheadle, go shove it up his ass because he's the one that fucking talked shit and didn't get to come out in the rest of the shit.
1,000%. Because if there's a specific interview because he references Robert Downey Jr. He goes, "Oh, my friend was supposed to call me back and he never called me back because of blah 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 blah." And this is a fucking verbatim quote. I was the one that got him the job. I was the one that did this for him. I was the one. No, fucker. Fucking Jon Favreau was the one that casted him. He believed in him. He was the one that brought him in to go ahead and play Iron Man. So no.
Well, what if he wanted to get his little coin? Let him get his fucking coin, okay?
Okay. To that point, Carmen, he had his chance to do that. He had his chance in Iron Man 1 to go ahead and get that coin, but he didn't because there was that back and forth between Robert Downey Jr. and himself because Terrence Howard thought he was better than Robert Downey Jr. as far as acting goes. If you put the two up as far as just acting, not Iron Man and War Machine or Iron Man and Rhodey, between the two of them, as far as acting chops go, overall acting chops, who's the better actor between Robert Downey Jr. and Terrence Howard?
Terrence Howard.
You're just saying that.
No, I'm not fucking fighting. I don't know.
I will fight you with fucking broken glass.
You are a redwood tree, and I'm 5'7". You would decimate me. Like, there's no. I'm not gonna fight for fucking Terrence Howard. But Terrence Howard's. It's okay to be wrong. I'm wrong. How many episodes have we done? 19, 20?
This is 19.
This is the one time I'm right.
It's debatable.
And you have 4 or 5 different movies with Don Cheadle, like compared to the one. Like,
no, I'm not. No, I'm not. You weren't listening. I said completely disregard. You've got Iron Man and Rhodey. Overall,
yeah,
fucking Terrence Howard or Robert Downey Jr.
But I didn't.
Overall, not fucking MCU. Overall,
no, Robert Downey Jr. is amazing.
Okay,
even in the 80s, and a fucking horrible movie, he was still amazing.
And fucking scene.
But you made the argument about something else. Like, no. Hey, no, do you like cheese or peanut butter? Wait,
no, you're way off, bro.
No, you're changing shit up.
Look.
No, look. Just because you're old, bitch.
Empty. I'm more sober than you. I'm just saying. You misheard. Nope. And I'm more sober than you.
As things are breaking in the background because he missed the table, he's putting them back.
This is Sparta.
Everybody, please comment.
I know, right? Thank you.
We strongly disagree, but we're not going to get anywhere. But that's the beautiful thing about opinions, is that we can, and this is exactly what we were talking about with the DCU versus Marvel. It's, you have an opinion of it, right? You enjoy certain aspects of a film. I have the right to enjoy certain aspects of a film. It shouldn't be I'm right and you're right. And I know it's turned into a little bit of a debate, but it's fun. It's fun to talk shit. It's fun to poke, but it should never be we have to be the best or we have to be this or whatever. Like, I still think Terrence Howard did a wonderful job, and I would have.
You don't think, or you do think?
What's that?
You don't think, or you do think?
I do think.
Okay.
And I just in this, comic books always do multiverse and all this, like, if Flashpoint shit. So when Ash said, "What if Terrence Howard would have stayed? Would we have gotten like?" I got that like Flashpoint moment of what if this would have happened, and we would have seen like a standalone War Machine movie. All this, we would have seen more things. But I don't fucking know. But it's fun to speculate. But we're interested in your comments. Please comment below, direct message us, and we'll read on the next one.
Yeah.
You like Don Cheadle, or are you wrong? Go.
Wow. It's either Don Cheadle versus Terrence Howard between the two.
Yeah.
And you can comment whether it's the better War Machine or better actor overall. I'm just putting it out there.
That's a good one. Okay.
So we're going to go ahead and get into our WandaVision check of the show.
Carmen, hit us with the spoiler alert.
Oh, shit. I wasn't prepared for that. Jesus Christ. It gets worse every time.
It's not like we do it every episode.
If you're gonna be the looks of the group, you gotta be ready. You gotta be ready.
Exactly. Wait, no, whatever.
So,
So, WandaVision.
So, did you guys see the episode? What are your thoughts?
It was fucking amazing. Oh my god. But before we get into it, I'm going to say, because of the BS and the drama that's been going on, if you guys haven't been paying attention as far as what's going on between Disney, there were some leaked photos for one of the episodes for WandaVision. So it looks like Disney has taken it upon themselves that this coming Friday, which would be the 5th of February, they are going to be releasing 2 episodes of WandaVision instead of 1 because of the leaked footage. And it looks like Disney is going to be seeking legal action against the individual that ended up leaking said photos of one of the episodes for WandaVision.
Were they on the set, or was it like a
No, they were stills. From what I was reading, they were actual stills of the show.
But how did they get that? Like was it? Do you know what I mean? Like, were they on?
Who wasn't?
Was it
either a cast member or an extra or somebody, but they ended up taking photos and they leaked them. So Disney had no other choice but to release 2 episodes this coming week instead of doing 1 a week. Like they were planning on. So it looks like we're getting episode 4 and 5. No, I'm sorry, 5 and 6, right? Yeah. 5 and 6. Mm-hmm. On February 5th, we're going to end up getting episode 5 and 6 of WandaVision. I saw episode 4. Episode 4 was fucking perfect. I would highly recommend, if you get a chance, go to nerdist.com. Someone that actually ended up editing this. Really?
You know what's funny is I made that move. I didn't make a sound, and the camera came to me like, "What?" Sorry, threw me off.
Explain this, Ash.
if you get a chance, go to nerdist.com. Someone actually ended up editing the snap that took place on the snap from Endgame when Hulk ended up snapping everybody back.
Yeah,
and they ended up timing everything perfectly with WandaVision episode 4. If you get a chance, it's really cool to watch. I got chills fucking watching that shit happen. So it's pretty cool. So if you guys get a chance, check that out on nerdist.com.
Does anybody else have an opinion on the show?
The first episode, as Frank Costanza once said, this is not my kind of guy. Second episode during the fucking Wanda, who's doing this, I was like, I'm in. Third episode was even more in. And then fourth episode, I was like, fucking, I can't wait along with everybody else. I wasn't from the very beginning like this is amazing, but like episodes 1, I think I kind of almost feel like that's why I feel like that's why they did 1 and 2, so they kind of realized like that radio part is probably going to be the main hook to keep you.
Hey,
but
I have a question.
4 now I'm in. Sorry.
Weren't you a big I Love Lucy fan?
I am a big I Love Lucy fan, but
just the 2 Marvel superheroes and a sitcom. Kind of similar to the time didn't draw you in?
No, because I honestly thought it was one of those things where it was going to be like the whole thing is going to be hokey. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be like we're stepping outside of our comfort zone and we're going to try this. And I was kind of like, oh no.
Hasn't Marvel done enough where hey, I'll give them a chance because they've never let me down since?
Well, I saw episode 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. I agree with Ash. It's because of that that I stayed in.
Yeah. Well, also the show, but also yes, it was. Why did we all see Daredevil knowing it was gonna fucking be horrible? Because we still need to talk shit.
Well,
I disagree with that. I disagree with that. No. I disagree with that.
Hold on.
I love it.
Before we go off to Daredevil.
Talking about
yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say what made me enjoy episode 3 wholeheartedly. I am blaming 100% you, Andres, because I was so fucking lost episode 1 and 2. And I was having to explain shit to my girlfriend that I didn't even understand myself. So when you were explaining what the House of M was, and you were saying that this is all in her head, and you were painting this picture. So then when I got to see episode 3, now knowing the knowledge you had, I was like, oh shit, now this is kind of cool. And then that is what pulled me. But had I not had a conversation with you, it would have been because of Marvel has been have such a good track record that they would have brought it in. But for the uninitiated as myself, that I didn't know this fucking book, like, I didn't know what the fuck is going on. Anyway, sorry, you were gonna talk Daredevil. Go, Esteban.
No, it wasn't talking Daredevil. It was the mere fact that, going to Andres' point, don't you think Marvel has done enough, has come over so many obstacles to go ahead and show, like, hey, we're taking a chance at television, to go ahead and sell a point. I think that for me, and I was one of the ones that were the Guardians of the Galaxy. What the fuck? Like, seriously, are they really, like, are they done? Like, is this MCU thing over? You saw Guardians of the Galaxy fucking exploded on itself. It fucking imploded, and it was it ended up bringing D-list characters to the front of the line. So no, I'm one of those ones where it's like, Marvel's doing it, Marvel. Fucking, it's part of the MCU. Fuck it, I'm sold. I don't care what it is. It's Marvel. I'm in. Let's do it. I don't even care if it fucking sucks. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to watch it because of that. Because they were able to take D-list characters. Not only did they take D-list characters, but like to your point, Luis, Iron Man wasn't a household name.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you
did. I'm just kidding.
Shut up. Shut up. And Jon Favreau was able to take Iron Man and turn him into a household name. Was able to take Thor into and not it wasn't Jon Favreau, but Thor was turned into a household name. Captain America was elevated to a higher level than what it already was. So to see these three, or as a lot of people refer them to, the Marvel Trinity, come together and to create something like this, like, I'm not so far. So, I mean, to my point, to what I've seen as far as from Iron Man all the way up to current WandaVision, Marvel hasn't failed. At least in my eyes, Marvel hasn't failed. Some people may disagree and say Iron Man 3 has been the shittiest one out of the entire, MCU, or, fucking Thor, the Dark World was even shittier than that,
Yeah, but Dark World's probably got to take the cake, I think.
How many times have you seen Dark World?
Once.
Watch it again.
Rather not.
Watch it again.
I mean, Iron Man 3 I've seen that. I've seen Iron Man 3 several times. Like the first one, I think you're disappointed because you want to see more suit action. And the second time I saw it, I was like, oh, it's pretty good. Like,
why is he dying of laughter?
I don't know.
What is happening?
Armin, what are your thoughts?
Yeah.
No, the comedy timing of I'd Rather Not was so fucking on point that it was like, it caught me off guard and made me laugh. It was so fucking perfect. Because he's not gonna watch it again.
I know he's not gonna watch it again. Armin, please.
Carmen.
I love the episode just because I can understand both points. I can understand the knowing the background story of House of M, and also what's going on in the first few episodes. Do I give this show a try? But then the fact that they waited up to this episode 4 to kind of just show you the other side of everything that was going on in episode 1, 2, and 3, and explain why, or like how the outside world was viewing it. I thought it was done perfectly. I love Darcy's character. I loved her since before. I like that she's like kind of a comedic relief in this scenario. I like her interactions with Jimmy Woo, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
I love both of them. I like how literally that scene that we saw, I think it was episode 2, at the end of episode 2, when they show the TV and then there's a remote and they show the notebook closing, and that's literally a scene that was on this episode, and it shows you like, oh, somebody was watching. And then it's exploring what Wanda is doing, and the fact that at the end of the episode, we're like, oh shit, is Wanda a villain here? Like, what's going on? That, like, why? I want you now to explain to me, like, what's going on with Wanda that got her to this point. Obviously, we saw the fact of when they did Vision on the gray, and like if you see they tore the
Oh,
film.
that was
I was like, that was
perfect.
amazing.
Yeah.
That was fucking
incredible.
perfect.
Yeah, she's fucking
Yeah.
manipulating a corpse to play house
Exactly.
with. So creepy.
And
yeah.
then you really think about it, like, oh shit, like she's literally like manipulating a corpse amongst like real people, you know? And then also there's the storyline of like the missing person that the FBI is looking for. Like they still haven't told us who that is. And they were going through all the characters in the city, or like the people that live in the city, but we still didn't get to know who that character is. So is it Agnes's husband, Ralph? Who knows? We still don't know. We've not seen Ralph at all yet. So I don't know. I'm interested. I love the episode. I love the show. I'm excited. I feel bad that now they have to release 5 and 6, but not really, because I'm excited for it. I'd read some of like what was the content of those pictures of those stills and what is coming. So I don't know. Maybe I am more excited to see that. I won't spoil it because I don't want to do that to anyone in case you didn't read or what the still was or what is potentially coming down the road. But that just makes me like the show some more. Or yeah.
And Kat Dennings.
Yeah.
Easy with the Kat Dennings over there, okay?
You don't tell me what to do.
Hey, okay. Speaking of Kat Dennings, have you listened to the Sandman audiobook?
No, but I know she's in
You fucking should.
it. She plays Lust, right?
No, she does not play Lust.
Who does she play?
She plays. Fuck, who does she play?
Because I know she's in it, and so is Xavier, Charles Xavier.
James McAvoy.
Yeah, McAvoy. But anyway, good shit.
No, yeah, I'm extremely excited for this next one, and we were talking about it in our little group chat because Elizabeth Olsen was the one that dropped that, saying that there was going to be a Mandalorian level excitement, or a Mandalorian level fucking.
It was a Luke level, like a Luke Skywalker level character that's going to come out, a surprise.
It has to be Fassbender or McAvoy. It has to be one of those.
And going back to Kat Dennings, she played Death on Sandman.
Thank you, Phil.
But yes, she ended up indicating it was a Luke level. Someone was going to show up. Someone was going to show up, and it was going to be a Luke level. So I love fucking speculation. I love speculation. So
Fassbender would be the shit. Like to just snap her out of it, like call her daughter, like some shit like that. But then I can also see McAvoy being the one to like psychically connect to her to get her out. Like, fuck, either one.
Being that one of the Quicksilvers is passed, and if the worlds have merged, it could be the other Quicksilver as the twin, because they did mention that I was a twin, and then she starts fucking freaking out. You know,
it's true.
It could be because that Quicksilver's alive clearly, so it could. That's the one thing I could think of, because I again, nothing you can tell me other than Dolph Lundgren's going to come in as He-Man is going to be a Luke level, like not even that, but you know what I'm saying, like,
no,
or fucking I don't know, it's going to be really hard. Nope. If like, or Robert Downey Jr. could do a fucking, he could come in as something, because if all in her mind, it could be Robert Downey Jr.
I'm hoping it's not like fucking. We get Robert Downey Jr.
I feel like a cop out for me.
Yeah, or we get Chris Evans, or we get fucking Doctor Strange.
Well, Chris Evans is down to come back Yeah. Yeah.
Right. There was
be a Luke level, like.
Yeah, see, that's fucking. I feel like you shouldn't have said that.
He just retired in the last movie. It's like.
Yeah, there was a
Fuck,
website.
it could be fucking Logan.
There was and that's what I'm leading to. There was a not it wasn't comicbook.com. I believe it was a Screen Rant, if I'm not mistaken. Ended up putting out, who's the upcoming. Oh, I'm sorry, it was a Culture Crave, the website Culture Crave, who they put out their possible Luke level cameos for the next WandaVision, or for one of the WandaVision episodes. And they have a total of 8 so far. So these are the 8. One of them is a wild card. And I laughed when I saw this. So the first one is going to be Wolverine. That's what they're saying. They're saying Wolverine. Next one is Fassbender Magneto. Another one is Doctor Strange. Another one is Quicksilver, but it's the Age of Ultron Quicksilver. It's Aaron Taylor Johnson Quicksilver. Another one that we got Tony Stark, Thanos, Quicksilver, Evan Peters, the X-Men, and their wild card, and they're like one in a million would be the Olsen twins, her actual sisters, showing up on there.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, when I saw that, I started laughing when I ended up seeing that. Obviously, it's probably,
although if they did it, there would be a level of me that'd be like, that's kind of, no, I don't even want to say the word cool, but
no,
Patrick Stewart.
No, but if they showed up, if the Olsen twins showed up,
I'd
like
they
legit need to be like Shining level creepy twins in order for them to show
That's
up.
not Luke level. Luke level is not, like, you know what I mean? Like,
I know, but I'm just saying.
A surprise comeback would be Patrick Stewart, Logan, like.
To Andres' point that we were talking about in the chat, Doctor Strange would be a cop out and would be a little bit of a chicken shit, because we already know she's going to show up in Doctor Strange too. I would prefer
Tobey Maguire.
No. I would prefer Aaron Taylor Johnson. No.
In the diner.
I would prefer Aaron Taylor Johnson, the Quicksilver that showed up in Age of Ultron. I would prefer him. That would be my pick. Would be him.
That's your Luke level.
That's my Luke level because we know he's dead. That's my pick. That's my personal pick.
Your
Everyone's
pick is
saying
wrong.
No.
Your pick is wrong. Your opinion, your personal opinion is wrong.
You should have got that as a blooper. Oh, come on.
See, what I'm hearing is that she explained it as like a Luke level, and it's not going to be anywhere near. It's just like.
Damn, that sucks.
Okay, so Luke level. What do you guys think then? Is Luke level?
He just
Bender.
Yeah, agree.
No.
By the way,
that's Magneto, man. Magneto's your dad.
Yeah, but it's not Magneto. Ian
McKellen.
See, but you can't do Ian McKellen because he's old.
That's like. Oh, come on, dude. But everything that we're thinking is not Luke level.
If they are going to carry on that character, like if you bring on Magneto, then you gave birth to like the mutants going forward, so you could bring them in now. But you're not going to do that as Ian McKellen, and he's going to be fucking Magneto going forward.
Oh, I see. Yeah, unless it's gray hair.
But the one that the one that I think would be fucking amazing, and I saw as a fan cast, would be Viggo Mortensen as Magneto.
As Magneto?
Yes. Like, okay. No, well, if you Viggo Mortensen as Magneto, but if you end up doing the whole CGI and you age him younger, I think that would be fucking amazing.
Viggo Mortensen's not that old in the first place.
He's something.
He's up there, dude.
History of Violence is what? That he wasn't that old, right? Or am I tripping?
History of Violence came out like 15 years ago.
Oh shit! With the Green Book?
Yeah,
that one came out a couple of years ago.
Okay, he didn't look.
Oh shit! You're talking about Aragorn?
Yes,
sir.
I don't know what the fuck that was. All right, cool.
He was born in 1958, bro.
Oh my god, he does not look at that. This is the non-hetero-ish I'm ever gonna sound. He does not look his age.
a really good Viggo Mortensen movie is fucking Eastern Promises.
Yes.
Watch. Plus, he
Yes.
fights naked for all the ladies. Go ahead and watch.
Or all the men. I mean, who are we to decide?
Yeah, true.
Another one.
They say contrasting.
Another one where he had a very small role in, but his role was fucking perfect. The Prophecy, where he played Lucifer. If you watch that, and he had maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes of screen time in The Prophecy, he fucking instilled fear in your eyes watching that movie. So I think Viggo Mortensen would be fucking perfect, but Viggo Mortensen fucking scared the shit out of me as a kid watching The Prophecy. Okay, I'm the only one. That's cool. Fuck it. Cool.
Anybody else? Nothing. So that'll be the end of the show now.
So
line.
I hope for AJ Gutierrez 24 who hit us up on Instagram on our DMs. I really hope that we ended up answering your question as far as what we thought for WandaVision. Only time will tell. WandaVision is only 9 episodes, roughly about 30 minutes each, and it's already been confirmed by Marvel that the last 3 episodes are going to be movie level fight scenes. So we're expecting big budgets for the last 3 episodes. So hopefully you enjoyed this episode. AJ Gutierrez 24. You got any more questions, man? Hit us up on.
No, fuck this. What? Are you drunker than me? Is that what's happening?
Yes, I am. Look, empty.
Add one thing.
Empty.
You're the best. I love it. Happy birthday.
Not yet.
No, because you went summer. I know. Your birthday. Okay.
Thank you all for joining us. We appreciate it. Please do us a favor of giving us a review wherever you may be listening to our show. It is greatly appreciated. And if you do us a favor as well to recommend us to your friends, we appreciate it so much. So thank you for spending time with us. Have a great night. And till next time, this has been Comics.
Good night.
Bye.